Hello guys, Leon Streete from businessownerelevation.com coming live and direct right back at you. If you were just on the live stream, you'll know that we had to restart because we had some problems going on with the video being squished. So, just waiting for my tech guy to adjust one of the cameras behind. Okay, cool. So today's Whiteboard Wednesday training, we're going to get stuck into it, very straightforward. And it's one of the things that a lot of coaches, consultants, and professional business owners don't really spend enough time on. And when I ask them, speak to them, kind of like, who you targeting? They're kind of like, I don't know, everybody who wants to spend. And you know what happens with that? When you go too wide and you haven't got a real focus, you tend to not attract anyone specific because you're not laser targeted. People can't identify themselves or self-identify with your offer, with your message, and that's where you have to be really clear. So today's is, what is your niche? If you're in America watching this, what is your niche? And does it even matter? The thing is, it does matter. I've got a couple of examples, and then what I want to do is just take you through on the whiteboard how you can create your own niche, or at least identify what a niche is. Now, I'm going to start off with a couple of things. First of all, just to get you going, and this is really just to do with kind of like what market you're in. Now, I just want to say for the record, if you've got any questions as you're watching this, guys, just put them down as comments below this video. I've got my phone here as well, so I am checking from time to time. So let me just jump on first of all, just to make sure I've got the video coming through for me, and then I'm going to move on to this training. We're going to get started. Thanks, Adam. Adam's taking care of all the tech side of things over on my right. There we go. Okay, cool. So like I said, you got any questions, just drop them down below. I'm going to turn the phone off for now. I'm going to get into this. So let's get into it. Now, when it comes to your niche, one of the first things you've got to do is understand what's your market. And the reason for that is very simple. And I'm going to explain. So market. Yeah. So if you think of your niche, it's almost like a child of your market. Now let me explain. So your market, you'll have as like the kind of overall container. And then what you have from there is you'll have a sub-market. Yeah, so hopefully you're following this as I'm drawing it across. So you'll have a sub-market, and I'll just put sub, and that's number 2. That one's number 1. And then from there, gonna have to change pens for this one, just keep the colors flowing. From there, you will then have your niche. Yeah. And the thing is, in any sub-market, you can have multiple. So it could actually be something like this, where we've got other niches. I don't want to get too technical with the drawing, guys. So you got another one, just join it up to there. But the point is, it's almost like a hierarchy. Yeah. Now the market, let's get the red pen going here, guys. I want to make sure you can see the full contrast of this so you get it, and I'm not losing anybody. You are all following me. You're under my spell. Anyway, so market. Key thing is that your market is almost like the key parent, then you've got the sub-parents, and then you have the niche. Now, the cool thing about this is that there are many sub-markets, therefore there are many niches that you can have. And what I want to get into really is how you identify this. Now, first of all, with the markets, there are 3 key markets that you have, and these 3 markets are, so number 1, you have wealth. Number 2, you have health. And number 3, you have relationships. Yep. Dropping pens. Anyway, so markets, wealth, health, relationships. Now, every business in the world that I've helped so far and come across, they all fit into this. So for instance, most of the people who I help who are coaches fit into the wealth market if they're a business coach, because wealth would be the main market here. The sub-market would be business coach, and then the niche would be the specific people that they help. Now in health, so health would be the main market. A sub-market might be, say a fitness coach, gym, could be diet plans, that would fit into health. And then the niche would be a specific demographic of people within those sub-markets. Then you've got relationships. So relationships would be the main market. A sub-market might be a relationship coach, dating coach. The niche would then be a specific demographic of that sub-market. So hopefully you can follow that through. If it's not making sense, guys, please leave the comments below this. As I said, I will check it through. But the key thing, or the key way to look at your niche, is a hierarchy of containers, so you're able to group people or put them in buckets, as some people like to call it. But the good thing about this is that you're not turning off or limiting yourself, because I'm showing you that you can have multiple niches, and what you can do is test your message in different niches if you've got the resources to create, marketing funnels, campaigns, and you can do it in multiple niches. If you don't have that luxury of resource or cash flow to do that, the budget to do that, then what you do is focus on one niche. And the reason for that is what I just said, focus. Because if you're not focused, your message will come across very generic, very vanilla, and therefore you're not going to hit anybody, because it doesn't really speak to them emotionally. It doesn't pull on their heart, and they can't really say, actually, that is me. That's me who the message is speaking to. And that's the important thing about a niche. And what I'm going to do is take you through how to actually come up with a niche. Now, as I mentioned, if you do have any questions about this, I'm just going to whiz through this part here, guys. I'm just checking the phone if there's any further updates. So I don't think we have. Adam, there's no comments, are there? Good. All right, cool. Just making sure, guys. So first of all, you identify your market. Now, what I'll do is just add a bit more to this so you have the full example. So what I'm going to do is cover me. So for me, I would be in the wealth market. The sub market of that is, let's put here, I'm going to do it shorthand, marketing coach. Yeah. And then my niche is specifically the types of people that I help. Yeah. So what I'm going to do on this part here, I'm going to go into niche, and let's call this point 2, because now we're going to break down niche. Yeah. Now the niche is the specific attributes of the types of people that I help. So let's just use this blue here as well. So we're looking for, what are the attributes of the kind of people who I help, who I want to focus my message on. So I'm looking at age, things like that. So normally the people I help are on average 30 to 60. Gender. The people I help, it's both. It's men and women. Then I'm looking at at this point, I'm also looking at the type of person, and obviously because the market that I'm in is coaching or marketing coaching, the kind of person I help is a coach or a consultant. Yeah. So that's their kind of job role, job title. So all I'm doing is putting down the specific demographics of this type of person. Generally, this person is at the, I'll put here, 20K plus level, which is the bottom end of what I do to help support people on our Vortex program, plug and play version. So I'm ideally 20K plus. My perfect type of customer is at the 100K level. Yeah. So all I'm starting to do is just put more and more and more things about them. So another attribute I would say of my niche is probably people who've been on programs before. So they've already been on some kind of program. And I'll just put here in the past. So whether they've been on a coaching program, marketing program, sales training, something like that, they've done some type of program in the past to help them grow. And generally, what they're looking to do is either have an online coaching program or set up an online coaching program if they don't have it in place already. So they're looking at, how do I position and package myself? So I'll put position and package self. And I'll add another one. So Get into demographics. Location, predominantly my clients are in the UK and the USA. That is pretty much where I focus my attention. So obviously from this, what you're probably seeing, and I'll just move this out of the way, just so we clearly got that separated. What you're seeing are the different attributes of the types of people who I help. Now, these are kind of like demographics, and I've not really dug into more of that niche, but what I'm going to do is take you through how you then dig into this. So if you're going through this process right now, you're thinking, well, what is my niche? Remember, start with your market, then you've got a sub-market, then you go into the niche, and the niche is the specific attributes of the types of people or the group of people you're going to help. And once you've done one, if you can serve multiple niches, that's fine. If you're watching again in America, it's niche, yeah. But just start with one, just to get you going. That's the main thing. And you're probably thinking, well, Leon, what is the point of all this? Well, let me jump in. So the whole point of your niche is to make sure that when you put your marketing message out there, whether you do a Facebook Live, whether you do a video, whether you do a post, whatever the heck you do, the message is specific to this niche. Because what I see far too often is people putting stuff out there, they put a message out there, they put a video out there, put a quote out there, and they don't know who they're speaking to. Yeah, and this is a problem, because if you're not putting a message out that someone can clearly identify and say, hey, that's me, then your message is going out and it's useless. It's a waste of time. Yeah, all it's going to do is create more noise on social media, and there's enough noise already out there. So what I'm getting to is just to show you that when you nail your niche, you're getting closer to how and who you help. Does that make sense, guys? I'm sure it does, because right now I'm not checking the comments, and I know you're going to say, yes, Leon, it makes sense. Right, so back to your niche. The niche is made up of all the demographics, the different things, the traits of your target audience. Now, where do you take niche? Once you've identified, so I help coaches and consultants aged 30 to 60 who are both men and women. They generally turn over 20,000 plus, but my ideal client is somewhere in the region of 100,000 plus turnover per year. They've been on programs in the past, coaching, marketing, sales, but they're still looking for answers on how to position and package themselves, and they're normally located in the UK and the USA. You see how specific it is, yeah? But I can dig deeper, and I was saying I can dig deeper, but I'm going to share how I can dig deeper. So there are a few things that you can do with your niche. What you can do, and it's a really cool exercise, is you take the niche and you turn it into a elevator pitch. Yeah, so this is what I like to do in niche. So obviously over here we've identified the traits of your niche. So I put traits, T-R-I-T-S, and this is your niche. Yeah, but now we're going to move this into an elevator pitch. Now with the elevator pitch, there are some specific things that you've got to do. So very simple. You're going after who, what, and feelings, and how, and the vehicle. Cool, so let me take you through this, guys. You take your niche and now you put it into an elevator pitch. The reason why you put it into an elevator pitch, because it becomes the foundation of your message, but it will be something that makes sense rather than just reading off a list of traits or demographics about your niche. So I've got a couple of examples here, and what I want you to do, guys, is use this training I put together so that you can come up with your own elevator pitch, and also you've clearly identified your niche. So I've got a couple of examples, and these are for past clients actually and some existing clients, but I'm going to read off. I'm going to do two particular ones because I think you'll probably find some answers in this. So this one is from a client of mine, Rebecca. She's an energy coach. So here is her elevator pitch, and you tell me if you can identify who, what, feelings, how, and the vehicle. And then I'll do another one. So this is how you then take these traits and put them into the elevator pitch. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I help women aged 30 to 50, see that there, who are lacking energy and inspiration. So we've identified who, what, yeah, so they're lacking energy and inspiration. They know their purpose is to do more, but their energy is low and they don't quite know how to unlock it. See, feelings, yeah, we're getting into feelings now. They know, but their energy is low. I do this through my unique coaching program. So this is how she does this, through her unique coaching program that unlocks the divine energy of your chakras to give you the life you truly desire. The vehicle. So the vehicle is through her coaching program, but it also gives them the end result. Actually, final thing. And I'll just put here result. Yeah. That's a final one. So hopefully that particular example made some sense, but what I'm going to do is read another one, because now you're going to see exactly how this fulfills everything, because this one is just a bit tighter. All right, so this one's from another client of mine, Ashish. She's an Ayurveda doctor. So here, I'm just going to read this one straight through and I'm going to break it down for you. So getting pregnant is an emotional and lonely journey. Women in their mid-30s often feel depressed, unfulfilled, scared, confused, heartbroken, overwhelmed and defeated. At Ashish Veda Fertility, we hold the hands of women during these vulnerable times so they can walk their fertility journey calmly. We support women physically, mentally and emotionally while they go through our 5-step Rasayana process in the only exclusive Ananda program created by me, Dr. Ashish Paul, an Ayurveda doctor. So I've just taken you through that elevator pitch there, but I'm sure you're starting to pick out all the different things of what is being mentioned. So I'm going to take you through this now, guys. So in the first instance, she says getting pregnant is an emotional and lonely journey. Yeah. Women in their mid-30s. So she's clearly identifying it's women in their mid-30s. So we've got who. Yeah. The next step is getting pregnant is an emotional journey. So that was actually in the front. She had that right up front. But what she then had was, so let me just clearly identify that. She had getting pregnant. That's what it was. Then immediately was women in their mid-30s often feel depressed, unfulfilled, scared, confused. We're getting into feelings now, guys. The importance of feelings. People don't buy logically. People buy because of emotions. Emotions are feelings. That's why it's important to recognize what resident dominant emotions your prospects are currently going through at the point where they're going to be ready to buy from you. It's so important, and many people miss this important step. So she's got a list of feelings. At Ashish Veda Fertility, we hold the hands of women during these vulnerable times so they can walk their fertility journey calmly. That's how at Ashish Veda. Yeah. We support women physically, mentally and emotionally. So she's adding more to the how. So I'll put a plus there. While they go through our 5-step Rasayana process, the vehicle. So their service, which is actually a unique mechanism because it's a process, and we can get into that another day on another training, in our only exclusive Ananda program. Again, the vehicle, yeah. So I'm going to give that one a plus. So she's added 2 points there, the process and the program created by me, Dr. Ashish Paul. So the result is also mentioned on the front end as well, because it's women who want to get pregnant. So hopefully, guys, that has been useful to you, as showing you. And I mean, I'm looking at the whiteboard training on the laptop just now. I can see, damn, that's a lot of stuff there. But hopefully you followed it through. Now, the thing is, how long have we been going, Adam? How long has this training been going? 15 minutes, right? So about 15, 20 minutes. But here's the thing, guys. There's so many business owners out there right now who are stuck with this. They don't have a clue. And the thing is, if you spend just a bit of time, the 15, 20 minutes, just like I've done with you right now, you're going to end up with something that's going to help you sell more of your program, sell more of your services. Ultimately, it's going to get you more customers. And so I'm just checking just to see if there are any questions right now. No, I can't see any. If you've got any questions and you're watching this on replay, guys, please put them below the video. I do check the video back later on after the recording, so I will come back, reply to any comments that you do leave. But honestly, guys, this is such a big step that most people don't do when they get into their marketing. What happens is they skip this, they put something out on Facebook, they put something out on Instagram, put something out on LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it is, YouTube, and then they do that for about a month. They do it for 2 months. Then that turns into 3, 4, 5, 6. It turns into a year. And then this person who's been putting this stuff out without identifying their niche is wondering why they're broke, is wondering why no one's buying from them, is wondering why all this hard work that they're doing and they're still not getting the results that they feel they should be. It's because there is no focus, and your niche is all about focus and clearly getting through to people. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if there are more than one group of people that you can serve, so more than one niche, then do that if you have the resources and time to create multiple campaigns to go out to different people. Or if you can help different people but get them to the same place where they're then inquiring from you, great, do that, guys. So test up to 4, never do more than 4, unless you're a bigger company, you've got a bigger budget to go after. So I've really enjoyed that, guys. If you want to find out more and you think actually the stuff that Leon's just shown me today, it's very useful, I can see how this is going to benefit my business, get my message a lot clearer, honestly it will. Final story. I spoke to a lady today, yeah, brand new prospect. She reached out to me. She saw one of my articles on LinkedIn. Yeah, so she saw it, and have a guess what? She's a business coach. Remember who I serve? Coaches and consultants. So my message went out specifically, and that's who it said. It resonated. She got in touch with me. But here's the cool part of the story that I want to mention to you. So she went out to a sales meeting. She drove over an hour to get to the sales meeting, and within 25 minutes, the meeting was done. And what she found out is that the person who she went and met wasn't actually the right type of person. You know what the problem was there? She hadn't clearly identified her niche. She hadn't gone through this. She thought, actually, someone was just interested. Let me see if I can book in a meeting. And then you turn up, wasted energy, and then she's got over an hour journey to get back home. That's why it's important, guys. I remember being on the road, just trying to attract anybody and everybody who said they needed some help with marketing. And before you know it, you just end up talking to time wasters, tire kickers. Getting your niche right is going to help you to start focusing in the right place. And that's why I share this type of training with you. This is businessownerelevation.com. It's Leon Streete bringing you the real hustle to take your business to the next level. So if you want more of this, final thing I want to mention to you guys. On the 26th of April, I am holding a live in-person workshop for 15 people only. Visit leonstreete.com/Vortex Live to get the full details. This event is going to be taking place in Birmingham City Centre. And if you've not nailed your niche and you're not getting the results that you want and you're not doing over 100,000, you're the type of person I want to be at the event. And if you're doing over 100,000, but things aren't quite right, you got to dial in the marketing principles, niche, USP, the strategy. You're also very much the type of person I want to see in the room. I'm going to put all my latest and best training into this event. There's some new stuff I'm going to be sharing with everybody who attends, but I implore you, take a visit to this, leonstreete.com/Vortex Live. Click on that, opt in, put your name, email and phone number, and you'll get the full event details. And I look forward to seeing you there. If you're watching this, honestly, this event is for you to go to the next level. Take care, have a great day, and I look forward to catching you next week as another edition of Whiteboard Wednesday.